Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Huh? So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Fairview's coffee has mysteriously gone missing. Mayhem ensues when strange, coffee-craving zombies plague the city. Detective Mickey Potatoes, an overworked public servant, uncovers why ordinary citizens are losing their minds and how to stop the coffee apocalypse. But it involves the mafia. And when you're dealing with mafia crime families, nothing is ever easy. The mafia controls everything in the city, including the police, including him. If he breaks the mafia, they will break him. So, the city is without coffee. The city is burning before his very eyes, but he's powerless. Detective Potatoes has the power to stop the coffee apocalypse, but if he does, he could lose everything.
The Madness Comic Network and Comic-Related Madness proudly presents Monday Madness, featuring Pops and the Richness, and indie creators from around the world. Tune in to our content on Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube.
What's up, everybody? I got my co-host in the backstage. I got my first guest in the backstage. Rich, if you're drawing, you better be drawing Dracula. That's all I got to say. We out here to talk about these guys, what they're doing. You know what's up. Where is he? Where is that?
I'm right fucking here.
Where?
I'm right here.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this thing.
I'm a strange guy.
Now you're here.
Yeah, now I'm here. The fuck. I am. I'm drawing one of the fucking Draculas here. All right.
Did you look at that campaign?
Yeah, I looked at the campaign. I'm looking at it right now.
Dude.
I'm looking at it on my phone right here, right fucking now.
I'm looking at some hotties.
We're midway through our campaign and decided we need to completely revamp in capital letters it this weekend with all new sexy and scary digital art from series artist Les Garner. Holy shit, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good, dude.
That's good.
Oh, come on.
Look at that nasty.
He's actually drawn me before.
He has.
Yeah, you want to see?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You want to see?
I said some naughty shit to you.
I don't pay attention to 90% of what
I
you
don't
say.
blame you. I wouldn't pay attention to me either. I'm a rude boy.
I'm trying to find it here because he drew me. I used it from. It's like my Twitter avatar. Where the hell?
I don't know.
I got so many damn things with art in it. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
Where is that? There it is. Look at this, Rich. You're gonna love this.
Let me see.
This is good stuff right there. Look at
Oh, that is good stuff.
that. Man,
Yeah, he's good. He knows his shit. He knows his shit.
bring him
Good
out.
for him.
Yo, hey, I want to introduce this guy. He's been a friend of mine, member of the Madness for quite a while. Mr. Les Garner. What's up, dude?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, man.
Breaking myself up here a little bit.
Mm. How goes?
Well, see, it's a little hard to focus on things because it's day 3 of deer season out here right now. So, Pops was laughing at me because my girl came in during the run up to this, and she was like, "Lunch is done." I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go," because she was doing some stir fry for me off of a backstrap.
Woo! Nicely done, man.
That's like, dude. Freaking November comes, and that's like all I can think about is getting out there and getting one. Or getting a few. I'm hoping we can goose this damn Kickstarter up a little bit and maybe help me get a couple more days out in the woods instead of here slaving my ass off on this artwork.
Well, I'm looking at. Speaking of which, I'm looking at your campaign now, Reign of Dracula, and by Thorny Comics. This is your first one. It says first created.
It's Thorny Comics is the business of a gentleman. It's a new business from a gentleman named Jerry Kurita.
Okay.
He has another Kickstarter that he did out there that was successful for a completely different kind of thing called Samurai Cicada. It was really cute.
Yep.
That's the kind of bloody, but it was bloody and cute. But the Reign of Dracula, Jerry is friends with Rich Davis, the writer of Reign of Dracula. So Rich kind of brought him in to run the Kickstarter and everything.
Hey,
so
nice. Nicely done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I outside of comics, I've been a CG artist, a technical director on a number of animations and things, and I've worked in 3D and CG art since the early 90s.
Ooh, what's your poison with your 3D modeling software?
Oh, Maya.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. The hell with fucking. Yeah, absolutely, man. The hell with friggin' 3ds Max. Ugh.
Yep. Well,
I hate 3ds Max.
I actually started out in 93, 94 with 3D Studio DOS.
Wild. Oh God. That's a while ago.
The first 3D model I ever built, I actually had to code the damn thing.
Oh yeah. I'm not surprised.
And that's it's been, dude, I'll tell you what, I mean, because I got into that right after I had just gotten into comics back then. I was about 19, so I think I started with 3D at about 20, almost 21 years old, and I'd been drawing comics for a year or two at that point. And of course, it was mid '90s, so that blew up. That was the dark times. But
and I was working at Marvel at that time. That sucked.
Shit.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But anyway, I don't care about me. I'm a narcissist. I'll talk about myself all day.
Yeah, man.
You talk about your.
I was drawing. Oddly enough, to be back on vampires now, I started out drawing vampire comics, and
oh, nice. Okay.
And then, of course, I had seen the writing on the wall when I was in high school already.
Yeah.
From high school, that the with computer color separations had become a thing and all
That's
that.
Right.
So I scrounged up money and taught myself to build a computer, built the damn computer, and then from there kept scrounging until I could get my hands on a copy of 3D Studio Max or 3D Studio DOS. It was before Max was a thing, and I was compiling. I think I started out building models. I was teaching myself 3D with the goal being to do mods on Doom. And nice. I built my own Star Wars mod back then. I think the first model I ever built was an R2-D2. And I actually designed it out on graph paper. In 3 sheets of graph paper for the orthographics. So that everywhere that there was a line, it would cross over with the grid, and I could get the coordinates and triangulate those coordinates and put them into a spreadsheet, and then feed that in and have it compile facets from that, and then build it out the rest of the way from there. It was nuts. It's freaking nuts. But way back then, back in the late '90s. By the late '90s, there was a thing called the Star Wars Modeling Alliance. That was an online community of 3D modelers who just built Star Wars shit for the fun of it. And I was a moderator on that for a while. And I'm 100% confident that there's models that I've built that have turned up in God knows how many different fan films through the years. So, but I had gotten out of comics by the end of the '90s. Just because I wanted to be able to pay my damn rent. And
you must have been like the captain of Wrong Place, Wrong Time. I'm looking at some of your interior pages. This is pretty stellar.
Thanks, man.
Well, I'm looking at it, and you actually can tell a story, and use perspective. Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm very conscientious about that. And full disclosure. What you're seeing, these pages you're seeing, are from the first 24 pages of this, and I completed those pages, 24 pages, pencils, inks, and washes in 2 weeks.
I'm not surprised.
2 weeks.
Nicely done.
Thanks, man.
Is this all traditional?
Some of it is, and some of it's digital.
It's a good marriage between the two of them. What's the digital part?
It varies. A lot of times I will do, like if there's a specific weapon or a specific mechanical item, then I will build a 3D model of that myself. And I'll draw traditional, scan it, bring it in, and then post the model against that.
It's like that's white boxing.
Yeah, like light boxing. And then
that's white boxing. Holy shit. That's nice.
I'll turn that into blue line.
Woo!
Print that and then ink that.
Wow, that's kind of the way I kind of do it. I mean, I do layouts on in digital. I just do my scribblies and my plotting of the pages, how it's going to look, and then I lightbox the scribblies, and then I finish up the blue line, and then I throw the pencils in, and then I scan the page, and then I digitally ink it. I know.
A lot of this is digitally inked. Some of it's traditionally inked. I literally go back and forth just depending on the mood I'm in.
Yeah.
Like with the way that I work, there's really there's no boundary between any of it.
Whatever it is, man, you're doing it's a stellar job.
Thanks, dude.
I'm in love with these pages. I mean, I love this. I mean, you have really great. Forget it. I mean, this is. How you never did you try for any of the big two?
No, never did.
Oh, man, you'd be a great fit for Ghost Rider.
Oh, dude, I would kill to do good. Like
I know, and you should. Because it's like, God damn, this is good work.
There is a short list of my favorite characters that I would kill to do Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange, Dr. Fate, and Captain America.
Oh man, you'd be perfect for Ghost Rider and Doctor Strange.
Like I would. It's probably obscene how far I would go if I could get to draw a traditional Captain America set in the 40s.
Oh my God!
You know, I mean that with literally with the motorcycle from back then and the costume, just an old school Captain America, man. That would be so much fun. I loved the art from the late 80s, early 90s from everybody, and I still do. Yeah. Sometimes bits of that creeps in, but as I grew older, I found myself going back and just studying the ever-loving piss out of Bernie Wrightson and oh crap, why is his name escaping me now? I've got one of his books sitting over there and I can't see it for my light.
Not Sienkiewicz.
No, I mean I love Sienkiewicz, but
is that how you pronounce his name? I never knew that.
No, I've always said it.
Okay.
Yeah. Crap. Why is that name escaping me? I've got these two books that are from the days of Creepy. One's Bernie Wrightson, and the other one is a guy he did a lot of Doc Strange stuff.
It's not Paul Smith. He was the early 80s.
No, this was back in the 60s and late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Man, that's making me mad. I'm looking. I hate it because
I'm trying to think of who drew that kind of stuff. Tom Yeats. Tom Yeats is the guy that took over. Tom Yeats is the guy that took over Swamp Thing.
I'm just going to swing around to the old Jujel machine. And you got to forgive me. I'm one-handed right now, so I got to type with my voice.
Yeah, you also got the Vigil brothers. They both kill it. That kind of art, you know.
Let's see. Early Doctor. I hate typing with one hand.
I know what you mean.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. He really knows what you mean.
No, I don't. I'm not that kind of boy. Oh my God.
Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah.
Artist.
Dr. X.
Yeah, there were a ton of artists that came out.
Creature.
Good Lord. Man. Crap. Give me 2 seconds. This is pissing me off.
He's gonna go get it off the wall. He's like,
I'm literally gonna go pull this damn thing off the shelf.
I'm pulling it off the wall.
Where you at? And if somebody walked off with this book, I'm gonna have a damn fit. I've got some young people who I kind of mentor a little bit, and they're always fascinated by my old comics.
Are they now?
Well,
that's good to know.
That is pissing me off. Really stuck. Steve. Was it Steve? Shit. Anyway, that's making me mad. I want to say he was the first artist ever on Spider-Man. Ditko.
Steve
Ditko.
Yeah.
All right.
That was a long way around for that shit, but there it was. We got there. Yeah, Steve Ditko. Man, his stuff when I look at his stuff with Marvel back then, and a lot of his stuff with Marvel through the years, it's good, but it's nothing like what he did for Creepy.
No, I'm sure.
Not even. Like, you can tell how rushed he was. And you see the stuff that he did. You know, looking at his Marvel work, if I compared that next to, you know, Bernie Wrightson, who's my all-time favorite, then there's not, I mean, Bernie just stomps piss out of it. But you start looking at the stuff they did side by side working with Creepy. Man, Ditko could hang. And I'm such a big Lovecraft fan, and he brought, if you look at the Creepy stuff, you can absolutely see what he was going for when he was working on Doctor Strange, and you can tell that he wanted to do a certain thing, and they just wouldn't let him. So that's a big influence.
Yeah.
I think. I think
there's a little. There's also a little bit more to your story than all this. When I met Les, he didn't have a problem with his hands.
Yeah.
Okay. He had a stroke recently that took away his mobility on his left side.
Yeah.
Oh man, are you all right?
February 20th of this year, 9 months ago, I had a double ischemic stroke that.
Wow. How the fuck that? God damn it, man.
Took out my entire left side.
Of your brain?
The entire left side of my body was paralyzed.
Oh, okay. So they took half your brain out.
No. The wound to my brain
shoot.
is
Scared the shit out of me.
The wound to my brain is a small one, but it was a wound that happened right inside the motor core on it was on the right side of my brain on the motor core, so it took out all the motor function of the left side of my body.
Oh my god!
And
holy fuck!
The nurses were.
Say hi, everybody. Say hi.
Hello, Rocky.
Okay.
When they were putting me in the hospital, the nurses didn't know what to think because I have my iPad with me because I draw when I'm doing digital stuff. I draw on my iPad a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in a hospital, sitting in the bed in the emergency room with it on my right leg. And I'm literally working on pages from another book. As they're putting tubes in me, I looked over at him one point and I was like, "Excuse me, could you stop fucking shaking me for a second? I'm trying to work here."
Oh, give me a break. You really said that? You're out of your mind.
Yes,
yeah.
Dude.
My girlfriend was there. She saw it.
That's
Oh,
right.
my
I know.
She was shaking her. She was scared to death, and I was like, "I got to keep working." I just kept working through it.
We're doing a show here, Rob.
Oh, man, I'm really happy that you. How is your recovery going?
Oh,
I'm gonna let the dog out. I'll be right back.
this is some funny shit. I mean, I've ended up telling this a lot over the months, but you know, this once they got me in, they drugged me up, and I was pretty much passed out for like 2 solid days.
Oh yeah.
And when I woke up, I was met with this doctor. Now I'm gonna set a picture for you here. Here's the doctor. I mean, I'm a big dude, but I've been a gym rat my whole adult life, big karate nut, all this kind of shit. So actually stupid that I had a stroke. But anyway, so here I am being me. And there's this doctor comes in at least 150, 200 pounds overweight, using a walker himself. And he sits down. He's like, "Well, son, I'm just going to give it to you straight. You're probably never going to walk again. You're probably never going to walk again."
That fat bastard was telling you, "Yeah, you're never going to walk again." And you should have looked at him like, "Well, you're definitely going to eat again after you finish with this bastard."
I literally looked at him in front of my son and my girlfriend, who were both there. And I said, "Fuck you. I will walk out of this goddamn hospital."
Nicely done.
And he was just like, "Oof." He kind of huffed and walked out. And when he walked out, the nurse that was with him stayed. And I said, "Ma'am, get me a physical therapist in this room as soon as you freaking can." She's like, "We got one on the floor right now." I was like, "Get him in here." She got the guy in there, and he come in. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know, odds of you walking again are pretty slim, man." I was like, "I don't care." I was like, "You got to get a walker in here to get me up on it. I need to get on this leg and we'll start doing stuff with it." He got me up. out of the bed, helped me up, and I mean, I about fell over. I couldn't hold myself up by myself.
Not just yet, no.
No, he helped me along, and I scooted through about 10 steps, about 5 out and 5 back to the bed, and I counted the steps. And he asked me why I was counting, and I said, because I was like, I want to know how many I did. I was like, when can you come back? He's like, well, I can be back here in a couple hours. I was like, good. Every time I see you, we're doing double.
Wow.
Every time I see you, we're going to double that damn number at least. And by the end of a week in there, I was doing 1,600 and some steps a day. And because I had worked so hard, it got me into this special program at got me as a candidate for a program at another hospital, a bigger hospital. And they screened me for it, and I went, and I ended up staying there for a month. And I worked those poor ladies to death, man. They would do about 3 hours a day of physical and occupational therapy with me, and in between, some of them would get mad at me, like, "You need your rest." I was like, "I need to fucking walk," and I was like, "I want to walk. I'm gonna get this arm back." And I was like, resting in a bed ain't gonna do it. So I ended up schmoozing some of the nurses and getting them to let me. They wouldn't let me try to walk on my own yet, but I could get them to let me take the wheelchair, and I could pad around with my feet, pull myself in the wheelchair, and they'd let me go down to the gym on the floor that I was in, and I could go down there. And I wasn't supposed to, but they turned a blind eye to it and let me go down there and work out by myself. So for the month I was in there, I was probably working out, both supervised and unsupervised, probably a total of 8 hours a day. Nice. Just pounding the ever-loving hell out of it. And I got fully retrained on how to walk. I studied while I was in there, learning about what was wrong with me. I'd work on the stuff and study my ass off about it so I could know what to do when I got home. And then when I got too sick of it, or it was just overload, I'd flip my iPad over and start drawing. So I was either working on getting my shit back, or I was working on drawing. That's all that entire month. That's all that was round the clock slamming it. And I ended up having a friend who had connections with I forgot what it was, some convention up in Wisconsin. And that he had told them about what happened to me. And they said that if I was able, when I got out, they'd like to have me come speak at that convention because they thought it was an interesting story. So what was it? A week after I got out of the hospital, I drove myself to Wisconsin.
You're out of your mind.
Driving one-handed. Drove to Wisconsin. I got there. I was supposed to walk on a cane, but I had my convention kit with me, set up a table, and I couldn't pull the floor dolly and walk on the cane at the same time, so I threw the fucking cane away. I was like, screw this. We're doing it.
Now,
you should be proud of yourself for all that you accomplished. That's fantastic.
Now I'm going to go let the other dog outside.
This is just Pops avoiding an interview.
At this point, I'm my leg is probably about 90% recovered. I mean, I can almost start throwing kicks and doing karate stuff with it again. And my arm is like from the shoulder to the elbow is 100%.
Good.
And from the elbow to the wrist is probably about 40%. And that's the last stuff that ever heals from what happened. So, the elbow to the wrist is at about 40, hands at about 20. So, and I'm coming up on 9 months away from the stroke, which is still inside. The doctors, I hate that they say this because there's so many stories to prove against it. The doctors like to say that you have a 9 to 12 month window after a stroke, past which there really isn't any more recovery. I know that's bullshit because I've met a lot of the people. I've met a lot of people now who have recovered past that. But I am extremely proud of how far I've come in the time frame that I come. I mean, my therapist, I still have the therapist who was with me that first day is still my therapist to this day. And I only see him once a month now, because 3 months ago, he was like, man, he's like, as far as I'm concerned, you're done. He's like, everything after this is gravy. He's like, I never would have thought it would come this far. And I'm like, dude, I ain't fucking done yet.
What do you mean?
Well, you're not. You still have to get.
Don't work yet.
Yeah,
You still have to get the rest of your mobility back. But that's fantastic, man.
I'm like, dude, you don't understand. All my life, I peed with my left hand. I was like, well, everything feels wrong now. Everything feels completely wrong now.
Yeah.
Everything's the stranger. It's the stranger. Holy shit. Nicely done.
I've actually got a comic that I'm planning on doing. A comic that I'm planning on doing that's the idea came to me one night while I was laying there in the middle of the night in the recovery center. Yeah. And it'll be badass. I mean, it's the other side of my life from comics has always been playing guitar. So that's like the biggest tragedy for me out of this is I can't play my guitars yet. So there's a whole story that came to mind for me about a guitar player who is in an accident that causes him to have a stroke. And he ends up approached by a demon who offers to give him everything back in exchange for the demon being able to use his body when he sleeps. So, I mean, it's nice. And it's some evil shit that happens.
He gonna be a wanted man really quick, huh?
Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's some crazy ideas and things that came from it. I'm about 3 chapters into writing an actual book about this experience. So
I got to ask you though, being a CGI guy, why no trailer?
There is a trailer for this, but it's not a CG trailer.
You see us play trailers on every show.
Yeah. And
I can't play what I don't have, brother.
Let's see. I'm going to message these guys right now over on another machine. Hey, guys, give me a link to the trailer I did because Pops wants to play it on here. Now, hopefully one of these guys will respond real quick and give me that. If not, I'm trying to think of where I've got it that I could toss it to you. Because that's, I think one of the guys involved with the book thought that it was too jumpy. And I'm like, well, okay. So here we go. Let's see. Logo. Give me just a second here.
I'm just saying, Les, I know that some of these trailers that people make help sell their books. Because, I mean, they're not on every show, but if I have their trailer to play at the end of every show, people see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a thorny subject with me right now.
We play them. We play them so
people put it.
See it, you know?
I know. Here we go. Let's see. I'm gonna grab that. Copy link. All right, I'm pasting a link for you here over in Facebook. So I'm actually super proud of the trailer because I produced the music that's in it. So the playing guitar is kind of my favorite thing to do with music, but I like writing music and producing music. And since I can't play guitar, my outlet for music has been producing music.
Right.
And so I did the score for this and produced it. Then the other book, I'm not sure what kind of limbo or hell this book is in right now, There's a book I did called Homestead with Dirk Manning. That's a werewolf western, and I did the trailer for it and composed music for that.
Well, shit, I was just asking Dirk yesterday about coming out here on the show sometime soon.
Yeah.
I just saw him last weekend at the con.
Oh, well, now this past weekend, like the last few days, he was busy with his daughter seeing Metallica and Pantera. Yeah.
You got to be a dad. You got to be a dad.
Yeah.
Dirk took her to see Zakk Wylde. That's all that matters.
That is all that matters, man.
She will be fine now for the rest of her life. She will be perfectly fine.
Oh yeah,
Zakk. She's good.
I've seen Zakk so many times it ain't even funny, man. I love that
Dude,
guy.
I seen Zakk way back in like '98 when he did an acoustic tour.
Oh yeah,
dude, he's playing the piano and oh my god, that dude is so multi-talented with music. It's amazing, dude.
Back in, I forgot what year it was. I think it was 2007 or 2008. I ended up having meet and greet tickets for Black Label for my birthday, and I took my son, and we got up in the meet and greet line. We got up to Zakk. My son was 12 at the time. Zakk looks down at him and says, "Hey, little man, is this your first Black Label show?" My son looks up and goes, "This is my 5th." Zakk looks at his manager to stop everything. He gets down on the floor and starts talking to my son and playing with him. Spent a half hour wrestling around in the floor with my boy. Stopped a line of 300 and some people to wrestle with my son. Then he gets up and Zakk looks at me and says, "Man, that little guy's got to be close to my boy's age." Talking about Hendrix, his son. Okay. And he's like, "I love what I do, but I miss my kids. Thank you for bringing this little guy out." And Zakk Wylde was tearing up.
Dude, I know that dude's real as hell. I met
he then gives me this big ass bear hug, looks down at my son and says, "Always respect your father, little man." And then tells his manager to get the photographer over there and starts taking pictures of my son and me. And then has me and JD do a bunch of silly shit together in some photos. That was fun.
JD is cool as hell too. That dude plays a fretless bass. And for any of you guys that are watching, you don't know. You don't know.
He's nuts, man. Back when I lived up in Connecticut a long time ago, I had a friend who, after I moved away, he was playing in different bands up there. And I come to find out years later that he was the rhythm guitar player in JD's band for a few years.
Yeah.
So it was just really weird stuff, man. Weird how things connect together. That was
the first time I saw Zakk was Pride and Glory.
Oh, dude.
Okay. My first exposure to Zakk, he was playing some heavy Southern rock, dude.
Pride and Glory redeemed the banjo for me.
Oh, dude, for sure.
Man, good times.
Yeah, you guys don't know. You go check out Pride and Glory. That thing has. There's some heavy ass metal, some beautiful ballads. The songs on that album are freaking amazing.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay, I'll drop off that now. But look, I got this video. Can we play this?
Let her rip, man.
Okay,
play it.
Here we go.
There you go.
Jesus.
Now, what you got to do, though, is you got to put a little end cap on there with the link and leave it there for 3-4 seconds. People got a chance to read it. You know, there's all the art there and everything's beautiful, but we need info.
Yeah, I'm bad about that. I am. I'm just. I got it all cut together and watched it. I was like, okay, good. And I fired it off to the guys.
I mean, yeah, the art's all beautiful, but man, we need info. We need tell us what it is, not just that little Reign of Dracula at the end. Tell us what it is, what's going on.
See, I thought the primary place people would ever be seeing it was on the Kickstarter page, which it's not there. So,
yeah, well,
is what it is.
This is why I ask people to give me their trailers, because we do 30 or 40 shows a week, and we can play that trailer to a bunch of different audiences.
Well, I may, after I get off here today, I may just tack something onto the end of it there, and we'll see what it does.
A little front cap, Reign of Death, or Reign of Dracula, and then a little end cap with the link, you know, the URL or whatever, because, you know, people want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful, but where can I get it? Tell me where I can get it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, this is the first Kickstarter I've ever been involved with at all. So, you know, it's been a learning experience for me. I mean, I wasn't the one, I haven't been the person running the Kickstarter by any stretch, but, you know, I've been watching it and been kind of on call, busting out stuff for it along the way, trying to help bump it along, you know. And so, and I think, I was thinking that the Kickstarter was going to launch in early October, and it didn't launch until Halloween. I think that kind of hurt us quite a bit.
Yeah, this should have been going for that whole month of October.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, what was the delay for?
I mean, it's still solid. It's Dracula.
I'm not sure what the delay was. Honestly, I had the first issue of it in the can by then. So, but you know, it is what it is. You know, I think everybody involved is learning quite a bit from it. So at least there's that.
I know I'd learned a whole lot. I mean, if it wasn't for Laurie helping me with mine.
Yeah. Yeah, you scroll on down that page, you'll see some of those, some of the digital covers that I've done. And then further on down there, I think they've got stuff from the painted covers that I did last summer for this.
See that.
And then today I just read.
That's so fucking hot. I love it.
Well, there's
that was so good.
NSFW versions of all these as well.
Nicely done. Woo!
Yeah, that red one's my favorite.
I dig. I super dig. Nicely done, man.
Well, I'm hoping some folks will see those, and I might pick up a little cover work off of that.
Yeah, you gotta let people know you're available for cover work, though. A lot of people don't know.
I don't know how to let people know I'm available. I mean, that's my number one problem as a professional. Is I'm confident that I have my craft down really well, but I've spent so many years and so much time day to day just on the work, on honing the work. When it comes to actually getting the word out there and reaching people and all that, I'm a fucking dumbass.
Hey, everybody, he's available for cover work.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, he's available for cover work.
Yes,
now, what you do, Les, is you ask somebody to clip that out of this show on YouTube.
Yeah.
You'll clip that little spot out and you play it. You got earrings telling everybody you're available for cover work. What else do you need? What else do you need? You know, you just add a little reach me at blah, 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 and you got a spot advertising you're available for cover work. Just like that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Covers and interiors, man. I mean, I have probably some of the most reasonable rates around. Awesome press. Everybody's available for cover work. Yes. Yeah, see, that's let that henceforth be the song of my people.
I'm telling you, this is how you do it. It's networking, it's promotion. You got to tell people what you're doing. Tell people what you're available.
I'm terrible at that. I'm very self-consciously terrible at that.
Get a Linktree account.
I'm so far behind. It's funny, on some things I stay way ahead of the curve. Like when it comes to like 3D and CG and imaging and stuff like that, I stay way out ahead of the curve on all that stuff. But when it comes to social
these are
media,
some of the other people that you have doing covers.
Bella did a really nice one there. What she did on that really reminds me of Mike Linsner.
And who do we got here? It's Rob Retriano. Look, this guy is a longtime member of the Madness. He posts all the time what he's doing in the Madness.
Fun
Take a lesson from Rob, or tell Rob to start posting your stuff too.
All right. As a fun fact about that, when that image actually got Rich Davis, the writer on this, he was posting that image, and it got him spanked real hard by Facebook.
And you can join the Independent Creators Directory for only $5 for a lifetime membership.
Interesting. I will have to look into that.
And basically, it's just a directory where everybody's stuff, and Joe keeps it updated. If you send him new links, you let him know you got new stuff going on. He updates your little page.
Well, I will tell you, right now, I'm definitely doing some bargain basement prices on stuff just from.
I paid $10 for that, so jump on it, okay?
What's the way to put it? The CG stuff has kind of always paid my bills, right. And you need to be able to do. You really kind of need both hands to do it because it takes a lot of key commands and stuff like that.
It does, yeah. It actually really does.
I've adapted.
Graphics is work, man. It's all work.
Well, I've adapted to where while I was in the hospital, I had this idea. I looked up where I could buy little pedals that were these OEM pedals from this source out of China that I could buy and then program them for whatever I needed them to do. So I got 6 of these and built a pedal board with these pedals on it, and each of the pedals are assigned to certain keys that my left hand would frequently have to do. So I'm still able to work in that field. I'm using my feet for the key commands now instead of my hand, but it's way slower, and it's definitely impacted my income. So yeah, hire me.
So you're going to be
people.
You're going to be working on your
right hand. My right hand is strong like bull. So
can you switch hands?
To use it.
Can you switch hands?
Now I gotta throw some more love out to my boy Brian Silverback. He's also been a member of the I think Brian was at like the first CromCon way back in 2020, man.
Way back, yeah.
Good stuff.
I remember.
Yes, this left hand, I can carry some things with it and do some kind of gross tasks with it, just to carry things and little stuff, but nothing. I can't do any kind of fine work with it. Like typing or anything like that. That ain't happening yet. So sucks. Really sucks. But
has to be something.
God saw fit to keep my right hand functioning. So I've been a drawing madman ever since.
Now this is when you draw digitally, correct?
That dual piece there for the wraparound cover. No, that's traditional. I actually did that. I did that last summer, and fun fact about that, that's 2 of 6. There's six. When theoretically, when all this goes to Diamond, it'll be cut up into 6 issues then. Okay. So for Kickstarter, we're doing 3 48-page pieces, and then Diamond will get 6 24-page pieces. Now there's 6, so then there's 6 covers that I painted last summer, and they all connect. And the originals of those are 3 feet wide by 4 feet tall. So that
I love that.
That if you go back up to that cover, the originals of those all together make a piece of artwork for which the original is 4 feet tall and 18 feet long.
Damn.
That was most of that work was done with the boards to it mounted on my barn.
Good God, man.
So I did most of the painting on that outside in 95-degree heat last summer. And it was just one of those things. And I've been telling people ever since, I'm like, if we're having a business conversation, if you hear me say the words, wouldn't it be cool if, just go ahead and stop me because I'm probably about to kill myself with something.
Oh my God.
I'm probably about to say something stupid.
Are you one of them hold my beer people?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
You are, aren't you? You're one of them hold my beer people.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, my beer. Oh, my God. Oh, man.
It is what it is, man. Well, you know, I grew up out in Appalachia, and ain't a whole lot to do out there, so we're bored. So we just come up with dumb shit to do.
Tie ropes to trees and go swinging.
Exactly,
no fun, nowhere around.
Yeah. Dare each other to light a firecracker near the meanest dog in the neighborhood kind of crap.
All right, so we got a Jonathan McDaniel cover.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah,
Sean
Rich
Cost.
had that for a minute. That's pretty cool.
Sean Koss.
That's a gorgeous fucking cover. Holy Christ. Oh my God. That's like an album cover.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
That is really cool.
And Tyler J. Haddix. Good stuff, man. All the trade dress, all the versions, all of all. You get all of them. The whole world of Dracula.
Yep.
All right, so PDF, $8. PDF Part 1 Deluxe. Has some select pages of script, pencils and inks, and there you go. Okay, all the variant covers, all that stuff. All right. Then the trade dress, the one we were just looking at up there. Where'd it go? That one. There you go. $16. The Virgin variant, $18. And then you got Rachel's.
Bella's cover.
Bella Rashlin.
Yeah, Rachlin, something like that.
Ration.
Hey, Rachlin. Okay, Rachlin. Thank you. I've been saying it wrong for a couple months, probably.
That's all right.
And the Silverbacks.
I really like that one right there, man.
I do. Then Brian just showed me something right there. I'd never seen out of it before.
It reminds me of some of David Mack's trippier stuff.
He also owns one of the very few pieces of art done by me.
Yeah.
He owns Drunken Frosty. I sent him Drunken Frosty. I did. Yes, Jim O'Reilly says she is a top talent. Love her work. So let's see what else we got here. The Rob Ricciano. It's up there. There it is. These are all beautiful too. Just saying, guys. All these covers are awesome.
I think we got ourselves a lot of good stuff going on this. I mean, it's I feel like the book gets pretty well represented in a lot of different ways. So that's kind of nice.
All the virgins, packages. What do we got? And oh yeah.
Yeah, I think sometime in the next next day or so, we may actually be adding not safe for work versions of all those onto there too.
Max knows something about that.
Because
knows something about them not safe for work versions of stuff. And yeah, Brian killed it with that. I like it.
That's a lovely piece.
The trade-in version on the wraparound, though. I like the wraparound, Les. I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty badass right there.
Oh man, I'm desperate for this thing to see the light of day all the way through, so that you can see the cover for issue number 6. Cover for issue number 6, to me personally, is like one of my favorite pieces of artwork that I've ever done. It's just, I love it.
All right, you got a lot of stuff here, man. You got
You too, man.
2 Virgin variants, choose 2 digital art covers, got catch-up tier. It looks like it's all here, guys. Choose 3 on the trade dress.
Oh my God.
Any 3 digitals. Choose 3 virgins. Yeah, it's all here, guys. You know what to do. Take your time, scroll down through all these
solid.
tiers.
I think we had some hiccups in getting it started, getting the Kickstarter off the ground and everything. We had a few hiccups along the way, but I feel like we've kind of pulled it all together, at the midpoint here, and I'm hoping that from here to the end we can take off like a shot. Hopefully some of you folks watching this will be part of that.
You guys know what to do. You don't need us to tell you. See something you like, go check it out. Go check it out.
Come on out and help support the one-handed artist, man.
Ketchup tier.
Yeah.
There's always a ketchup.
This ketchup tier. I'm like, yeah, we'll throw you some mustard in with it if you need it.
Beautiful stuff. Now, your people can find you on Facebook. Are you on Twitter?
Yep.
Okay, what's your Twitter?
Pretty much anywhere you want to find me, you can either put in my name or Sixus1.
All right.
SIXUS1. You can put that in pretty much anywhere, and you're going to get me. It's the name of my studio, so that's what most of my accounts and things are under that. I've battered around the idea for a few years of scrapping it or just relegating it back to my more client-based stuff on the CG end, and then just branding everything with my name. But, when it comes to art, I'm a workhorse. When it comes to dealing with that stuff, I hate it. With it.
There it is right there. Go hit it. Go follow us over there on Twitter too. Hey, I just did.
Yeah, I'm not as active on Twitter as I probably ought to be, especially since my boy Elon bought it. I'm like, thanks, man. Well, I got a lot of friends who are now out of Twitter jail because of him. So that's good.
All right. I have a question for you. Do you know the creator of Bloodbone, Edwin Acevedo?
Nope.
Oh, well, you're about to, because he's our next guest. And we're going to
Cool.
bring him up because I like to introduce people. Networking is really what this is all about.
Hell yeah.
That's part of it. How you doing, Edwin?
What's going on, Pops?
Hey, it's all action, brother. It's all action. You've
All
been
day,
checking this out?
Yeah, man, it looks dope.
It definitely does. So, we'll be promoting this one for the next 16 days. Everybody get out there and check it out. Les, you ain't got to go nowhere, but we gonna switch gears now.
I may pop off for a minute so I can go grab me a cup of coffee and then come back if you want to. Yeah. I can get back in here, can I, right?
Yeah. You ain't even got to go nowhere. Just turn your camera off.
All right. Well, I'm going to go grab me some coffee and I'll be back.
All right, brother. Hello, Edwin. What's happening, my friend?
Not much, man. Just here trying to get this Bloodbone second chance funded.
And that was one thing I didn't realize. Both campaigns we're covering today, neither one of these have funded yet, guys. So we got work to do. We're here for a reason. We are going to look at Bloodbone. Now this one is over there on that proper crowdfunding
Yes, sir.
platform.
On my comic,
You know it. We the only one we recommend and endorse. That's the biggest. You see me a couple weeks ago at Grand Rapids Comic-Con. I was walking the floor with my street team shirt on, bro.
Sure.
My comic was on the floor of the con. I don't know how many other people do that, but I did it because that's what I do. So, what we got here is Bloodbone, the Ash Can. Go ahead and tell everybody about it, man.
Yeah, so Bloodbone's the story of a man who returns to his hometown after being gone for several years, and he finds that it's been overtaken by this criminal organization. They basically bought off the cops, the politicians, and they're basically, doing whatever they want, and a lot of kind of the people that are in the city are suffering. So Bloodbone decides to use the skills he gained in his time away to become a mass vigilante and clean his city up and take it back for the people. So that's kind of the story of Bloodbone.
Cool. I'm getting a Walking Tall vibe out of this.
Yep, I've heard that, before about it. I compare a lot to the first 2 seasons of Arrow. Anybody who's seen the first couple seasons, Oliver comes back from the island and he's got like a checklist of bad guys he needs to take out. Yeah. He's trying to basically, take back a city which has basically been corrupted by the higher ups. There's definitely a lot of different elements at play. I compare Bloodbone. One of the initial ideas of it, we take a character like Bane, and what if Bane was actually fighting for a good cause instead of for like his own selfish needs, so he's a character that's doing it for the right reason, but he definitely doesn't spare anybody. He's looking to just take people out, the most violent way possible. Bloodbone doesn't play around. And the cool thing about this is the guys that he's going after are like real criminals. They're scumbags, they kill people, they torture them, they beat them up. So like you can feel free when Bloodbone's tearing up these bad guys, they deserve it. So you can relax with that.
I don't have sympathy for bad guys anyway.
There we go. Yeah, but there's too many people that try to do like the shades of gray, which I think like's been super overdone. Like, let's just have good guys and bad guys again. Let's make it real simple for you, and let's just tell a fun story.
Well, anybody who's actually done time and done their time, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, bad guys. Because if you've been in prison, you've met real bad guys. Okay? And some of them people should never got let out again, ever. Yep. Just because you lived with them and you knew, right? Even though that guy only got 4 years and he's going to be back out on the street someday, you knew that dude should probably never see the light of day again. You know what I mean? It's like, so we know criminals. Yeah. And I got no sympathy for bad guys. I had to do my time. Shit. It's just for weed, just for weed. That's what I mean, man. I met some people that should have never got out of prison, right? And I'm like, I'm in here for weed. These people in here for some really bad stuff, And it's like, I'm in here for weed. How do I get put with these guys? It was crazy, but yeah, bad guys are bad guys, people. Mm-hmm. There ain't no good bad guys.
Yes, they are.
No, there's well-written bad guys, but there's no good bad guys. Who's a good guy? Who's a good bad guy? Yeah.
Me.
I knew you'd say that.
Me, it would be me.
All right, so let's get down deep.
Ooh, I like the look at this guy. Holy shit. Fucking nasty.
Where'd you get the idea? I mean,
so I wanted to do something that was completely different from the Ace. I love what I'm doing there, but it's all about like outer space, aliens, spaceships, all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to do something more like street level, and basically like we only deal with like enhanced humans, and in this world there's no like big superpowers in it. Everybody's got like enhancements. Kind of compare a lot to like the early kind of like Marvel villains, kind of like you have like Vultures, you have Rhino, you have Doc Ock. Kind of wanted to play with that and do something that's completely different. And this kind of when I started developing the idea for Bloodbone, this kind of hulking powerhouse, you know, trying to clean up his city from this evil organization. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun creating it. I put out the Ash Can last year. It was just available through PayPal. Did a real sick foil Ash Can that was available, but a lot of people kind of you know, missed out on it, and they've been asking about it. So I thought, you know, let's give people a second chance. Let's use Fund My Comic again. You know, it's a great place to like host these projects, get a new cover, add some more pages. And that's how we came up with the Second Chance campaign.
Very nice, very nice. I will address this quickly and shortly. Look, I lived in a state where weed wasn't legal. I got caught twice with weed. I went to prison both times. They were 20 years apart. That's the end of the story, guy. Jim likes it. Look, this. Yeah, I seen you got Don DeLay doing. He did that one piece.
He does the majority of the Ash Can interior pages. Yeah, Shelby did the new cover right there. Then Donald does like a lot of 12 of the 16 pages. Was Donald. So yeah, man, he just did a killer job on this, man. He just like me and Donald, we have a lot of the same kind of mindset when it comes to like what looks cool on a page. So like it was super easy to like work with him and just kind of get these ideas out. And yeah, he draws like a sick Bloodbone. You make them bigger than life, you know, just very over the top. You feel the violence. You feel kind of like that superhero kind of style that you want on this.
And then he runs into the Kingpin.
Yep. Yeah, it's massive right there. You know, they always say that old saying that there's always somebody bigger, you know?
Yeah.
And you think like, yeah, no, Bloodbone's big and bad. You're like, there's always somebody bigger. So how do you deal with that? So
here we go. Oh, and we got a bonus short.
Yep. Like I said, I added some additional pages. Maxi Dallo did an additional 4-page short story dealing with Bloodbone trying to stop the serial killer who's attacking women. So get to see a couple different sides of Bloodbone, and this is kind of how he deals with different types of bad guys, and kind of he deals with the populace. Yeah, because he's a scary guy, you know. It's the thing, like, you know, Bloodbone doesn't exactly scream welcoming figure when you see him in the shadows pop out, you know. You're thinking like, what is this giant mask gonna do, you know? So you see him right there putting the beat down on criminals too. So yeah, it's a fun story.
Good stuff. I'm not even that drunk. I've heard Rich say that on this show.
Yeah.
I'm not even that drunk.
Those are famous last words.
I know, right?
Holy shit.
I'm not as think as you drunk I am.
Yeah.
What's up, Q?
What up?
Reminds me of the Joe Mad.
Reminds me of a Joe Mad on steroids.
Yeah, Donald definitely has that style, man. He's very like cartoony, but it's not like too over the line, you know, still like comic booky, you know. So he does a great job, man. I love working with him. He's done a lot of different things for me. Like I said, I think like the pages he did on this are some of his best work ever. Like he had so much fun with it, you know. He was telling me like, you know, let's do more. So like, yeah, definitely hope to get him to do some more in the future.
So there you go. If you want the physical, right there, $15. Get it. Get it now. Get the PDF for 12. Oh, that's sold out. Can't have none.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, that was.
The foil ash cans are gone.
They are. We're also offering these blank sketch covers. I think there's like limited to 25. So, you know, and then we're doing like the 2. Give people a little discount if they want to hook up with a buddy and, you know, save a couple of bucks. You can get the 2 for them.
There you go. There you go.
I'm kind of late in getting in here, but I'm seeing stuff. It gives me like some of those pages. I was like, felt like Sam Keith meets Mike Mignola.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Donald has a lot of those inspirations for his work. Anybody who's seen him do Brutus, to do Vestige, to doing Cash Grab, you know, he can do a lot of different elements when it comes. You know, he doesn't just do the same kind of style. So it's super cool getting him to do just something over the top like this. You know, just powerhouses, lots of destruction, buildings being broken up and blown up. You know,
I like the big crazy proportions on the character. That's cool.
That's what he does. Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave that page right there up while we talk.
Oh, that's badass.
You know,
I like that a lot.
It kind of depicts the whole story right there. It's like dude's like, "Oh, impressive, Mr. Bloodbone." So impressed. Little golf clap he's giving him and shit. You know,
nicely done, little man. You know. I like the idea of just like, you know, Bloodbone's this hulking guy, and like this guy just kind of looks down on him and talks to him like a kid.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, it's kind of like, you know, you gotta throw in some humor on this. You know, can't take it too serious. You know, you gotta have fun with it. So.
Yeah, I didn't have none of them. None of them lawyers and stuff. That wasn't it. Poor people can't afford real justice in this country, yo.
Not at all.
Ain't that the damn truth?
Just got to throw it out there, man. It's like, you know, 2 is better than 10. Okay, 2 is better than 10.
What's 2? What does 2 better than 10 mean?
2 years on a plea deal is better than 10 years on a guilty. A guilty verdict in a trial. Okay. That's what.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, they make it so that you're either going to go away forever, or you sign this piece of paper. You know, and they give you a little bit of a deal. You know, but
Christ,
you know they're going to send you away, so you take the deal. You got no lawyer. You got no, you know, defense. Right? You got no defense.
Yeah, pretty much.
And public defenders, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I sat and watched a public defender sell away a client to a prosecutor for a different client. I'll give you this one if you give me that one.
Well, it's like trading baseball cards.
Yeah. So one guy got off and one guy got sent to jail on the whims of 2 assholes that didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
You know?
Pretty much.
And guess who was the guy who got sent? Yeah, he was talking about me. I'll give you this one if you give me that one. My public defender gave me away like Rich said, like a trading card. He got a bigger feather in his cap for the other guy. Or, you know, he got a bigger feather in his cap for me than the other guy. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, I know how the justice system works because I've watched it work. You know, so.
Yeah.
A lot of things could change. But they won't.
Yeah, that's the story of about half my damn family. So
yeah. I mean, I'm not the only one. I don't even play it. I know.
Oh yeah.
I got arrested for a bar fight once. That was about it.
Oh shit.
That was fucking hilarious.
Did you start
no, I fucking finished it though.
I know.
Well, it was funny because the guy was boasting that I knew this idiot from a long time ago. And when my second serious girlfriend and I broke up, like, he didn't waste any time. He went swooping in. She said no, but he went swooping in, and I fucking heard about it. And I didn't see him again until like maybe about a year later, where it's like he was bragging about how he was like training for being a boxer. And I'm like, yeah, he might be training for a boxer, but you're still a dick, you know, for trying to ask my girl out. So he started getting all big and bad, like that fake gangster shit when you're like huffing and puffing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm about to approach him, and 2 of his friends fucking grab me from behind and try and pull me back. And then he like gestured like, you can go away because you are less than nothing. So I threw those 2 bastards off, popped him in his fucking face, and then I got thrown over the banister in the bar that we were all frequenting and shit. I landed on my back, and then I got up like Terminator style, waiting to kill this son of a bitch. But then, then Michael Clark Duncan's illegitimate larger brother fucking picked me the fuck up I could swear it felt like he picked me up by my head. He palmed my head and fucking threw me out of the goddamn bar. And I'm looking in the window where like that promenade was, where we were all standing, and he's holding his nose and he's crying. And I'm like, wow, big tough fucking boxer is all bitching out and everything. And it's like, I shit you not, like 3 weeks later, this guy's father fucking has me, calls the fucking cops on my ass. I get arrested. I spend the night in a can. And then I meet him in a mediation room. And this kid looks like the fucking mummy. Like I destroyed his face or some shit. And the father even shows a whole crap ton of evidence. Like, look what you did to my boy's face. And I'm like, I thought he was a boxer, you know? And then he tried to be all sympathetic. He's like, I thought we were friends. I'm like, get the fuck. I don't fucking like you.
We were friends. When we
man. I think you're my friend. I'm like, no, I'm gonna bang your girl next time I see you.
Let's bring this back to comics. Let's try to bring this back now.
This is comics, because you see this guy over here that I'm fucking drawing? I'm drawing this guy over here. He beats the shit out of fucking people. Look at that, nasty. He fucking kicks the shit out of people, right? Look at that. Fuck you. Yeah, look at that. Killer bastard. That's right. I'm paying the fucking respect that he deserves. And not only that, this son of a bitch, it's like he's the type of guy that would fuck you up if you did anything with his girl. So yeah, screw that noise. It's like, fuck you.
You got one of the vampires from Bless's book.
I do. Look at that nasty.
There we go. I like that.
Nice. And you've got Bloodbone on this page.
Yeah, that's right. Bloodbone. Fuck. See that?
That's a crossover print. Back them both.
Get the fuck! I didn't do this shit for free.
Crossover print. I said. Back them both.
He's got lawyers' fees to pay. Come on, pops.
Yeah, I got lawyers' fees to pay. I'm a fucking hard ass criminal.
Yeah, getting in bar fights ain't cheap, you know.
I'll tell you what. As soon as I fucking finish this thing, I'll put some like destroyed buildings or some fucking demon howling, you know, Anubis, whatever the fuck, you know, and then I'll snapshot it and I'll send it to you on social media and I'll take a nice pic of it and then you can ink it if you want.
Oh yeah.
Make sure to tag us.
There you go.
You're welcome. Fuck. I'm keeping the original art though. So
that's fair.
No, the original art costs money. We know.
Yeah, that's right. It fucking costs money.
That's right. We know.
That's right. It fucking costs money. Yeah, nasty. Like, give my fucking girlfriend. Why didn't you give me money? Give me my money.
All right.
My money.
So what possessed you to slide on over to Fund My Comic?
You know, I heard, you know, what Lucas was preaching, you know. Like I said, I caught a stream with him and Dillard. And then, you know, he was going in about all the benefits for it when it first launched. And Dillard was really, you know, he got in his preacher voice and he started talking about how like people should take a chance. And then, you know, so he kind of won me over, you know. I was like, all right, you know what, Dillard, you're right. I got this Raid of the White Leopard project. Let's put it on Fund My Comic and see what happens. So, yeah, it was one of the early ones on there, jumped on there with Dillard. And yeah, so I had a great time. The book was funded. It's halfway shipped right now, getting out to people. So yeah, like one time.
I'm looking over there at it right now because this is how out of the damn loop I tend to be. I didn't even know there was a thing called Fund My Comic until
you didn't know
just 2 seconds ago. So I'm looking at another screen over here and looking at it and seeing you on there, and that's damn cool, dude.
Yeah. Luke Stone is the one that came up with the idea for Fund My Comic and actually put it out there and started building a platform for you guys, for creators, just like what we're trying to do with our network for you guys, right? He got around, he got it together, he got it built, and
this looks bad.
The hell out of it. Huh?
There's a lot of good looking stuff up here, man.
Yeah, right away. Okay, this thing is what, 7 months old, 6 months old, Edwin?
Yeah, about
yeah. I mean, dude, it's taken off, and that's due to a lot of people getting on board and a lot of people promoting the hell out of it. It's the only crowdfunding site that I endorse and recommend because it's actually built for you guys. Luke actually promotes what you guys do. Luke's going to be on the show Friday night. We're doing a special edition with Luke right here on the network. Okay,
I have to check that out. I'd like to get an introduction to the dude because this is good looking stuff up here, man. This looks really promising.
You can run your campaign side by side over there.
You say you can or can't?
You can. Yes, you can. You can go set up one right now.
Well, I say like the layout to create a campaign is super easy. You know, I ran mine on Indiegogo before, and it's a pain in the ass trying to do the setup page. The Indiegogo makes you just do so many silly things to set it up. On my comic, it's super easy.
Kickstarter changed a bunch of shit in the middle of my campaign.
Oh wow.
Like how you put stuff in the story part of the campaign. They changed a bunch of shit in the middle of my campaign. It was like Laurie's over there trying to figure out how to do it all over again. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Make it simple and keep it simple, stupid. My favorite line. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, Fund My Comic is a solid platform, guys, with a solid foundation. You got freaking Aaron. Is Aaron over there now too? Or I mean, everybody's dropping over there now. Mike Barron's over there.
Yeah, I just noticed Mike was on there.
Yeah, I think Aaron Lepresti might be going over there too, or already be there.
Wow.
Either him or Graham. I can't remember. Those guys, I get mixed up. Graham and Aaron I get mixed up.
This is interesting. I feel like I need to like bail and just sit and read this site and really look deep into it because it might be.
Like I said, it's the only platform I endorse and recommend. So you know, that should tell you something. If somebody comes to me and says, "Where should I put my book?" I'm gonna tell them go to Fund My Comic. I'm not gonna tell them not to put it in the other places. I'm gonna tell them to go put it on Fund My Comic. You see what I'm saying? I don't anti-promote, but I definitely promote. You know,
this is interesting for sure. Very, very interesting. I was just talking with someone before I came on here about I'll leave them anonymous, but someone who's done a handful of fairly successful Kickstarters. One of the things that was said to me that I thought was interesting, he said put your goal number super low.
Yeah.
Depends. It depends.
He said put your goal number super low so that their stuff will say that you were funded, you know, like super quick, and then you're so many percentages overfunded after that, and that it helps the algorithm.
Yeah, but what if you only make the $50 more than that logo?
That's
you know, some people look at a logo and they're like, "Man, these guys don't have a whole lot of confidence in what they're doing."
Yeah.
Okay. Or, you know, I mean, any number of reactions. We're humans. Everybody's going to have a different reaction to it. For me, you better get enough to pay for what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, that is a fun issue, ain't it?
That's got to be your goal, guys, and probably with a little tacked on for you to make a little something for all the time you put in. Now, that's the ideal goal, right? That you get to put the goal at what it's actually going to cost you to print some books, and you get to make a little something. That's the ideal goal. Okay, a lot of people use the stretch goals to pull them extra backers in and get the extra money after funding, or in case you know, like in our case for the Roku. Okay, we tried to do the Roku, getting the funding for the server and everything to hold a whole bunch of uploaded previous content. We're going to relaunch it without the server. without the previously uploaded content, with just this channel going forward. But we're also going to put that back as a stretch goal. Okay, so if we get to the amount we need to pay for the server, then we will pay for the server and add those tiers back on where people can upload content previous to the launch. But that's the only difference, is we're lowering the goal to get it up there and running. And then if we get the stretch goal, the stretch goal entices more, right? Okay, we can offer you something more if we get to this level. You see what I'm saying? So we got to get to that level in order to be able to offer them the previously uploaded content or whatever. I mean, it works for comics too. We give you this when we get to this level, and we can pay for that. Always make sure you can pay for what you're offering people.
Definitely.
I mean, it's what you do. You got to protect your financial future as well. You're investing in your product, and you're hoping that other people will invest in it too.
That's right. You got to protect your woman too. And if anybody fucks with you, you got to kill them.
Grits, goddamn.
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean? No, wait. Cheeseburger.
Chicken
That's
nuggets.
stuff I'm seeing on here that I might have to pick up.
There's some real good stuff over there, man. That's no lie. I mean,
I love this
what
art.
we're looking at-
This art is so fucking sick. I love
This
it.
what we're looking at is real good over there.
Yeah, I'm digging the really big kingpin. Impressive, Mr. Bloodbone. Your reputation is well deserved. Looks like your job just got a whole lot bigger. I hope he punches him right in the nuts. Crunch.
Probably be the best move in that situation.
Yeah, man. But I mean, put a big like Walt Simonson Thor crunch next to his impact punch and shit, and that's the end of it.
The height differential there, he could use his balls like a speed bag.
But
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Diggity.
it's right there in his wheelhouse.
I will say, like,
Terrible.
in the script, I thought about like having him do the Johnny Cage split leg nut punch like he did to Goro
oh my god.
in Mortal Kombat.
You know what
We get the vision like, oh.
Oh god. This reminds me of that really fat dude in the Fist of the North Star, where Ken like kicks. If has anybody ever seen the classic 1986 Fist of the North Star?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No, you haven't. Oh, Les, you're
20
fucking
years
missing out.
ago
You
or
are
30
so
years
missing
ago.
out. Dude, it's so fucking crazy. He comes like Kenshiro approaches like he's going to like his brother Jaggy's lair to rescue like someone's sister or some shit and kill Jaggy. So he and this is really big fat dude, and he's like, you are tiny. Your brother told me you were really tiny. I have to stop you from going in. He's like, good, get out of my way, pig. He's like, you can't do anything to me. I am bigger than you. And he fucking kicks him like 1,000,000 miles an hour, and then he explodes. That's what this guy reminds me of. Love this shit, man. I miss fucking independent comics that are as sick as this. Honestly, I mean, it looks fucking demented. I love the contrasty style there, man. Who's the artist on that again? Is that you?
No, it's Donald DeLay.
I love the contrasty style here. Really, it's just so fucking hot. It really is. I love the exaggerated figures. I love all that stuff, man. That's what comics are really supposed to be about, because I've gotten, I'm sure all of you have gotten kind of sick of some of the stuff that's been churned out by the big two and all that, to the point where it just turns into homogenized crap. It becomes God. It's like a conveyor belt.
Yeah, it looks the same. It feels like nobody's trying anything new.
Is that cover from the same guy that did the interiors?
No, the cover's by Shelby Robertson.
Hey, it was reminding me of some old Stephen Platt.
Splat.
Yeah, Shelby's from that era. Yeah.
Shelby's pretty badass, man. He's out of Arizona. He kicks ass, dude. He's good, real good artist.
Super talented. Colored it too, so
nicely done.
That's cool.
I think it's American Discord. Character. I think his YouTube channel is American Discord. Shelby Roberts.
American Discord, yeah.
Well, y'all, I'm gonna have to hop off. I got some things I got to attend to, but it's good meeting you guys.
Pleasure meeting you, man.
Yeah, man.
And if we ain't already hooked into each other on Facebook or wherever else you go to, then do that. And Pop, you and I should talk again soon. I got some questions for you, man.
All right. I probably have answers.
Probably.
I don't have any fucking
answers.
All right. So, Edwin, tell us something we don't know about your journey in comics. Something nobody's ever asked you about. Just tell us something nobody knows. Go ahead.
That's tough. I mean, I pretty much open book when it comes to this stuff, Like I said, I grew up in Puerto Rico, so I didn't discover comics till about 90, 91. Just one day going to a little local store, and I saw the spinner rack there. I saw a copy of Spider-Man. I think it was the Foes of Spider-Man issue 4 of a 4-part series. So I had no idea what was going on in it, but I loved it, man. I couldn't wait to go back the next week. And then, went back next week. There was no Spider-Man there, but there was X-Men, Uncanny X-Men. And that Will Portatio art just changed my life, man. I had the cover with Bishop and Stormer facing off against each other. And that was it, man. Once I saw that book, I was hooked. It just became a huge comic book fan. I was there anytime I got any sort of money, just running down, see what they had. Definitely huge X-Men, Spider-Man. Then I discovered some more the kind of lower heroes like Darkhawk, which I got super into in the early 90s. Then I discovered DC a couple years later, became big into Green Lantern and Flash. So yeah, man, it's been a lifelong comic book fan pretty much. You just, this is what I've always wanted to do. So it's kind of crazy all these years later, finding this kind of indie comics movement, being able to kind of put out my own stuff is really, it's really been awesome. Awesome journey.
I'm happy for you, man. I'm glad
one of our friends just popped into backstage, and he usually has questions. You guys know.
Just sit right down, relax, open your ears real wide, and say, "Give it to me straight, doctor. I can take it."
I can indeed take it. Is that
means
Edwin
a lot of
Acevedo?
Oh my God, Pops! I'm gonna get going. It's fucking 9:30 where I am. Cincinnati. This sexy bastard here is. You see.
Geez, Rich, was it something I said?
No, it's fucking 9:30 at night. Dude, I live in the UK. That's the reason why it's so fucking late.
He acts like 9:30 is fucking late or something.
Dude, I've been out of the house since fucking 6 o'clock this morning. I got home at fucking 7:30. So get off my case. I gotta go to fucking sleep.
I was up at 6 o'clock this morning, and I'll be up at 2 o'clock tomorrow morning.
That's not my problem. That's yours. I don't care.
I don't care about their drama. I just want to say Bloodbone is a badass looking book, brother.
Yeah, man. I love the fucking character, man. Good luck with it. I'll speak to you soon.
Man, thank you. Definitely. Tag me.
Peace.
Oh man, thank you. It's been so much fun working on this book, man. People have no idea. When the big Bloodbone #1 comes out next year with me and Joe Ball, people are just gonna lose their minds because we just take everything from this Ashcan, which is badass, and we just take it to the next level, man. So hopefully people go check it out. Right now, just trying to get this thing funded, man. I think it's a sleeper.
It's a whole different world when you're having fun doing what you do, right?
Yeah, man. So it doesn't just you should see my DMs, man. It's just me and Joe Ball talking about different story ideas. That's all just oh, what if this happens? Oh yeah, definitely this page, and then this bad guy comes in, and you're like, yeah. So we just going back and forth all day, man. It's a blast.
Right there, Doc. That's the panel of the hour right there.
Yep, I love it, and I love the grab, the shove.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that's the kind of stuff that made me fall in love with the Tick. You know, back in the God, it's been a minute, the late 80s.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's got the walking tall storyline, you know, that comes back to town and cleans shit up.
Absolutely, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So,
this is one of those that I got to get my hands on as soon as I can. Just saying, you know, I can't back everything because we'd all go broke if we did.
Yeah, definitely.
But this is definitely on the list of shit to get.
It's like I had the dog back again, wanted to go outside. It's like, I know I already let you out once during this show. You don't have to go out again already. Leave me alone.
So I got something new hanging up here, Pops.
You do. Looks like you got tapestries. Is it tapestry?
It's a tapestry.
Yeah.
I had to back my own book to get my own product. That's what I'm saying.
You mean to tell me that your campaign manager didn't have a single comp for the artist and writer?
No, I got my comps. I got my whole big package, and I opened it up, and I'm looking through it. I'm like, huh, you know what? I've never read this thing. I wrote it, but I've never read it. And
it is different. It is
pretty
different.
good read. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I remember I wrote a story for Passion for Drawings magazine called Tales of Novatera. And like, you know, I hadn't seen it published, you know, for months. So I was like, yeah, well, I mean, he told me he liked it, so we'll see what happens. And then I finally got the magazine. The first thing I did was just go to my story and read it. And I was like, there we go. It's awesome. Now I can read the rest of it. Yeah.
You know, I've been published before. It's been a lot of years, but it's kind of surreal when you see something you drew or you read the words that you wrote. And when I read the words that I wrote and I don't sound like an idiot, I'm like, no one is more surprised than me.
Yeah, especially like that was my first ever kind of like just dialogue. It's just like, you know, 1,000-word story. And so it's just like, it's got a couple visuals there.
What about when you go back and you read stuff that you hand wrote years ago?
I've been divorced too many times to have that kind of shit.
Yeah, dude, I got prologue and first 2 chapters of a book I wrote a long time ago.
Oh, my handwriting is only eligible to me the first time I write it. After that, it's just when I go back to revisit, I'm like, how the hell does this make any sense? You know?
Yeah.
The whole thing.
I usually write on my phone, you know, so it makes it a lot easier to just keep up with it, you know?
Yeah, I can't read my own handwriting. What?
Doing this stuff.
Are you crazy? I can't read this chicken scratch. And I wrote it.
Especially like it's 2 a.m. when I'm writing down ideas and notes and stuff. I'm just like, what is this? What is this post-it note supposed to be saying?
You get up in the morning. You get up in the morning and you find those ghost notes you wrote yourself, and you're like, "This made sense at 2 o'clock in the morning, but not now."
This is pure nonsense. Stop writing at 2 a.m. Yeah. At least I put in the note. I know, like, all right, make a note. Everything's notes on the phone, so it makes it a lot easier. You're like, all right, note for Bloodbone. This actually makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I stopped doing that a while ago. It's like there's no way I'm reading all this gibberish.
Dude, I wrote all that stuff way before I was ever involved in social media promoting or anything. I wrote that shit like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I wrote lots of stuff too, but I've got too many eggs in the box. They destroy your shit, you know.
No, I'm saying I've always wanted to write a book, and I've always had the story in my head. It's just it's an actual book, and I started when I started writing it. I didn't have access to a computer or anything because I was in a prison cell, and I had to write it out by hand. And I got the first 2 chapters in the prologue.
They don't have typewriters in prison.
No, not right yet. None of that shit, dude. Now, hold on. They probably had a typing class,
That was funny. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
But no, they didn't have none of
Gotta
that
have
shit.
some fun. You gotta have some fun. Yeah.
They didn't have none of that shit. Nothing. Any kind of programs that you think were part of prison 30 years ago, they don't have shops. They don't have none of that shit in prison anymore, dude.
No, that's crazy.
You know, you go to work on somebody's farm picking chilies and shit, but they don't have machine shops.
I've got a theory about that though. I've got a theory. It goes like this: don't go to prison.
Yeah, I got a theory about that. Don't make shitty laws.
Cynical Bleat says, "That's crazy to think about. Even 3 days in the lockup, I was going nuts, forcing myself to recite musical scales." Yeah. I mean, you know, never get trapped alone with your own brain.
That was my thing. Was I can write a book. I got time now.
All right, the great American novel. So, Edwin, when you started this one, was this a germ of an idea that had been with you for a while, or was this like an epiphany that just hit you?
So an epiphany, like I said, you know, I knew I wanted to do something that was different from the Ace, you know, like as much as I have with that. I just want to get in a different space and tell a different kind of story. And then one day, you know, me and my guys, you know, guys from the Hardline, Phil Diaz, Joe Ball, Sim, all those guys, we usually do late night hangouts back in the day. And we were just talking about all like these 90s blood characters. And, you know, we were just like laughing about some of the names and stuff. And Phil threw out Bloodbone. That's such like a great name. And I did a little research. I was like, man, nobody's taking it. Like, you know, there might be some character named Bloodbone in some random book somewhere, but as far as like a title, nobody's ever used that. And I was like, who is
Captain
Bloodbone?
Blood Death Nighthawk? You know, I remember in the 90s.
There's like I think there's like a blood and bone you know, with the end. So there's always nonsense, you know. And I remember laughing and thinking like, oh, this is such like a great name. And then I saw like, you know, like the logo in my head, not the one Hal did, which is even better, but I saw like a logo in my head and I started kind of playing with the idea of like this kind of hulking guy kind of based off Bane. But he's basically, you know, instead of being like a villain and a criminal, he's basically fighting for the side of good. And that's kind of how like the story just started flowing. Then I got Joe Ball to design the original his original costume, and he designed both Bloodbone and Massive, the big guy there. So like that's kind of once I got started there, I started writing the script, and then you know Donald was the guy in my head from the moment I wrote it. I was like, Donald would be great on this. This is right up his alley, and I've worked with Donald before on stuff, and I pitched it to him, and he dug it, man. So we just both got started on it. I think it was originally like an 8-page story. We did like another 4, so we brought it to 12, and we were just having a blast on this, man.
Yeah, he really cut loose on this too. Yeah,
I think it's his work on this is fantastic. If you're like a Donald fan, like some of his best work is on this. He just let loose, like you know, every page is just like, you know, he kind of got the world, the character, everything I wanted to do. Like we're super like in the same kind of vibe.
The fun just comes through, man. You can see it.
Just jumps off the page, man, and just like and then you know I put it together, put it out, you know, I offered it through PayPal like a limited release last year with a nice full cover, and then you know kind of people have been asking ever since. You know, I think I only did it for like 2 months. So like I came back for the second chance, you know, the people give them a chance to kind of catch up with it. And like I said, I'm doing a full Bloodbone #1 next year with Joe Ball, which is going to be even crazier. You know, when people see the stuff we got planned out, they're gonna go nuts, man. Like Joe's having so much fun with it too. Like there's a character in the world that's just like you once you get into it, man. Like there's nobody that I've gotten to do work. Like Shelby loved just breaking loose on the cover. You know, this is something like he's not really done for a while. So playing with this big giant hulking character just smashing guys into the floor. So he had a lot of fun with it too. So it's like one of those projects that just like gets artists into it. And I'm one of those people, like I only hire artists if they're into it, you know. Like I always like to feel them out and be like, are you feeling this, or is it just like a check for you? You know, like are you really into the idea? Like the guy that I had, Ricardo, did the original cover for the for the foil ash can. He got super into it. He was like, he came up with like, he had already like sketches done, like I talked to him about doing it. So like, I like that, man. I thrive off that kind of energy, you know, because I know you're going to get the best work. So
yeah, man, if your teammate's stoked with you, then, you know, they're not, I don't feel like you're going to get the best out of them if they're not digging it too, you know.
Gotta be. It doesn't matter how talented the artist is. You know, the excitement's what wins it. You know, every guy that I work with for every project has always given me something early on that's blown me away. And they've always gone above and aboard. That's how I know, like, all right, this guy gets what I'm trying to do. You know, because it's hard. Like, you imagine things in your head. Like, I'm a super visual guy, but I can't draw it, you know, like that was never had that gift, but I see it in my head. And if you can bring that stuff out of my head and make it better, then I know you're the guy for it. So
there it is. That's it. Hey, what's up, Q? Didn't mean to ignore you, sir.
What up?
It ain't a show if Q's not here. Just saying. So how's the this is on FMC right now, right?
Yeah, from my comic. Yeah.
How's it doing? How you doing?
It's doing good. It's 69% funded so far. Trying to get to $1,000 to get it fully funded. So
let's get it there, boys and girls.
Number 69, but let's go ahead. It's okay to pledge and
you can boost it over. You know, we got it cataloged. You know,
69 is fine, but you got to get it across the plate, fellas.
Have you noticed that it's 77 because you get 8 more? 77 days to go. You know?
Yeah, this needs to just go ahead and get funded so you can just relax and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's people are really gonna dig it. Like I said, everything's done for this, so it's not gonna be too long to I start getting in fulfillment. You know, once the campaign ends, I already have proofs ordered and everything, like a super quick turnaround. So early in the year, probably February, March, you should be getting shipped out to people. So
good deal. I'm waiting on a check from some Pariah stuff. And Bloodbone's on my list of shit to get.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Anything else you guys want to add? Anything else we want to get out before we get out?
Yeah, just a quick note. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, Buzz, I got to bounce on out of here. I've got another show that I'm committed to. But I wanted to get in here and say hi to Edwin because I love you shit, brother. And I've never got to talk to you before, so it was great to meet you. And chat. You guys rock. Pops, always a pleasure, sir.
Yeah.
Let everybody.
Let me know what your deal is for your show on Wednesday.
I will.
Okay, you was gonna say, Edwin?
Yeah. No, like I said, I'm halfway fulfillment of Raid of the White Leopard. You know, if anybody backed it and they haven't gotten a tier or just want to know what's going on, you can always email me at drawonaces18@gmail.com. You know, I did send out some emails for people to update their addresses. So, you know, if you kind of waiting on the book and you backed it early, just double check your emails. You could be one of those people that needs to update their address so I can ship out the book to you. And yeah, we should be out by the end of the year as far as raid goes. So, you know, like I said, one of the things about me, I like getting campaigns up, but also like fulfilling books. I got 3 fulfilled campaigns. This is going to be the 4th one, raid. Like I said, halfway done. You know, plan on doing Bloodbone early next year. So, like, trying to get these books out to people.
So yeah, that one's in fulfillment, guys. The White Leopard one. If you backed it and you ain't got it yet, hit Edwin up. He'll get it to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to play some commercials as we go out like I always do, but I'm going to play your trailer right here.
Yeah.
It's the first one going out. So thanks for watching, everybody. Got some, what do we got tonight? Adventures of Batman and Romo. They're going to be talking about how the internet ruined collecting or something like that.
There you go.
And, you know, we got Tuesday Morning Brew tomorrow and Ginger Pedro tomorrow and just our normal weekly thing, guys. So stick with the madness. We'll keep bringing you good stuff. Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Make it big.
told that moron not to take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. And the soldier who cannot stop talking, a magician with money issues, and a vampire with a checkered past. But there are other teammates she's yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Like right meow.
A creature in the swamps. It lives to destroy. The beast they call Hogzilla.
After his latest get-rich scheme goes sideways, Gary Duba, the quintessential Florida man, ends up with a stash of somebody's high-end memorabilia. His gal Crystal is on probation and preparing for the fight of her life, squaring off against Australia's Queen of Combat. Delilah's got her back in training, staying off rich foods and the nose candy. Meanwhile, Gary and his best friend Floyd have been hired to wrangle a massive, abnormally aggressive feral hog that's terrorizing the swamp and wrecking Gary's old neighborhood. Can they bag the elusive monster swine without destroying the Sunshine State? Reserve your copy of Florida Man vs. Hogzilla at FloridaManComics.com. We're bringing back funny books, y'all.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.